Hey everybody, it's Katie again, Director of Alumni Affairs at Shepherd University with Travel Talks. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Sandals Barbados trip with the Roaming Rooms travel program. We're doing this trip through Destinations by Kimberly, and I have Kimberly here with us to talk about that trip a little bit more. So she's going to take over and get started with the presentation. If you have questions, make sure to put those in the comments and we will address them at the end. So Kimberly, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Katie. Hi, Shepherd Alumni Association. My name is Kimberly. I am owner and CEO of Destinations by Kimberly. It is a travel agency located in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. So we're about 15 minutes from the university. Even though I am in West Virginia, I'm able to travel all over the world. And so tonight we're going to focus on a trip that we put together for the Alumni Association, brought to you by Sandals Resorts. I put together a presentation, and I'm going to share that with you now. Are you able to see that? Okay. I think we just discussed my little intro there. So for anybody who's not familiar with the Sandals brand, they were the first all-inclusive brand in the Caribbean, and a lot of other brands have developed resorts in the Caribbean that are all-inclusive. However, Sandals is the only property that remains only in the Caribbean, so that is their focus. So they are specialized in that area. As you can see, they have won numerous awards for their customer service and their accommodations. So a little bit about the Royal Barbados property. They are in the St. Lawrence Gap area on Maxwell Beach. So there's a large resort area. They offer numerous resort room categories. They are right on the beach, so you have direct beach access. So a little bit about Barbados, if you're not familiar. Obviously it's in the Caribbean. The resort is actually located at the southern tip of the island, and it is only about 15 minutes from the airport. So the airport is right here outside of Lowland. And so if you are traveling from the DC area out of one of the airports near the Shepherd University, it would be about a 4.5-hour flight. They do offer non-stop flights out of BWI. The currency, Barbados does have their own currency, however, they do accept credit cards, and they do have an exchange that's on the property, so usually no issue with that. They do have a warm 80-degree temperature year-round, which probably sounds really good right about now, especially if you live in New York or Pennsylvania. And they were colonized originally by the British, so their official language is actually English, so it's really nice for Americans who want to travel. So as I said, they are in the Caribbean, and they are neighboring St. Lucia and St. Vincent, and on Maxwell Beach. They're about 15 minutes from the airport. There's a little map. You can see where they're located. Okay, so the resort itself. So they offer 22 different room categories. So with the Sandals properties, you are booking into the room category that you want. So unlike a hotel that would have maybe a king or a queen to choose from, or maybe a penthouse suite, The room categories vary. We'll take a look at some of the photos on the next slide. But they offer everything from a standard room up to swim outs, balcony rooms, ocean view rooms. But every room is considered a suite with the Sandals properties. So what that means is it's not just a standard hotel room where it's your bed and bathroom. They all have a living space, have a balcony area. All Sandals rooms come with a fully stocked minibar that is all included into the resort. And amenities like ceiling fans and ironing boards and flat screen TVs. So here's a few of the rooms. As you can see, sort of on the lower left-hand corner, sort of a standard room, and all the way up to something on the right where you would have a tranquility tub on your deck, and it walks right out to the pool. You could see the one photo with the infinity pool that's right located in your room, which is nice. And then you could see in the upper corner, it's kind of a balcony ocean view, and that living space is right off of the bedroom. So I had mentioned that Sandals specializes in the all-inclusive concept. So what that means for the Sandals property is that the round-trip airport transfers are included. So that is when you land at the airport, you will walk directly to the Sandals desk that is in every airport on the island that Sandals has a property. You walk up to the desk and they'll take your luggage from you and assist you to the transfer, and they'll drive you to the resort, and then vice versa back to the airport. So there is no additional fee for that. Unlimited drinks, bar service, and a stocked mini bar is always included. So it's unlimited beverages. And then dining, there's generally 1 to 2 restaurants that are open for breakfast. Some of the properties, and I believe this Barbados property is included, they do a fun new concept they've introduced is kind of food trucks on the resort. So they are owned and operated by the resort. They're just a casual dining, and so instead of setting up a large restaurant, they just have little food trucks, and so it's kind of a quick lunch, a snack, and then they do have lunch in several of the restaurants, and then of course dinner, and then room service is always available, and all of your dining is included, so you can eat as much as you want, go to dinner 3 times in an evening if you wish. And then activities. So a lot of resorts, they do charge additional fees for the activities. However, at Sandals, most of the land, water, and entertainment is included. So just to take a look at the transfers that we had mentioned, so there are some additional upgrades that you can take advantage of if you are, especially if you are celebrating a special occasion, maybe it's your honeymoon or a special anniversary, and you just want an extra experience. You can actually upgrade to a private transfer from Sandals. So instead of taking the air-conditioned little shuttle bus or minivan, you will get a personal driver in a Rolls Royce or a Bentley. Sometimes they do have the BMWs, but they're usually pretty nice ones. So they'll pick you up and take you to the resort, and I have to say I've been to a few, and when people pull up in the Rolls Royce, Everybody loves to see who's getting out. So here's a few pictures of the bar and cocktails. So you could see they have bar service that's on the land. They do have bar service that's at the pools. They do have on this particular property 2 swim up bar areas, and then they have bars inside the some of the buildings that house the restaurants, so you can have a drink before dinner. And then you can see the waiter walking across the walkway there to serve cocktails to the guests who are in the cabanas. Okay, so I mentioned, so there are 6 bars. Not to jump ahead too much on the slides, but this Barbados property is pretty special in that there was a property already located in Barbados, and the Sandals brand wanted to expand, and because of certain rules on the island, they were unable to do that, so they built a second resort, which is this Royal Barbados Resort. And they're actually side by side. So there is Sandals Barbados and Sandals Royal Barbados. I've had plenty of guests stay at one or the other, and you walk seamlessly between the two. You do not even realize that you have left one resort and gone to the other. But it's the stay at one, play at two concept. So while you book at Sandals Royal Barbados, you have access to all pools, restaurants, and bars at the Sandals Barbados property. So when it says there are 6 bars, it actually ends up being about 10 with the stay at one and play at 2. And then Sandals, they have a partnership with the Robert Mondavi wine, which a lot of people really enjoyed that. Okay, so as I mentioned, the stay at one, play at 2, which gives you access to the dining at the Sandals Resort, or Barbados Resort, as well as the Royal Barbados Resort. So in total, that equals 21 restaurants. So a lot of dining choices. So you could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a snack somewhere different every day if you were there for, say, a week. And they specialize in local cuisine and fresh local, whether it be seafood or herbs or spices. And each resort will pull from the island that it inhabits. So you will, one of the restaurants at each resort will feature the cuisine. So one of the restaurants on each of the properties will have the cuisine of Barbados. So if you're worried about, staying in the resort and not experiencing some of the culture and cuisine, you don't have to worry about that. You'll be able to experience some of that while you're on the resort. Okay, so we mentioned activities. So this property is amazing, like I said, because it is the stay at one and play at 2. So you have access to all the activities on both properties. The Royal Barbados property in particular, they have the infinity pool, which you can see everybody loves that for social media photos. They do have a full-size bowling alley. So you'll see little land sports, volleyball, shuffleboard, bocce ball, table tennis, and of course the new rage of pickleball. And then water sports, they have the kayaking, paddle boards. Something that's very important if you like to scuba is they do not charge a fee for diving, which most resorts do. And they do have a scuba dive pool. So if you are worried about diving in the ocean, or they actually offer some lessons at the dive pool. So if you haven't dived before and you want to give it a try, you could learn to dive while you're on vacation without worrying about getting lost in the ocean. And then they have 8 freshwater pools, and then the whirlpool as well. And I did mention that they feature the infinity pool, and this particular infinity pool is the largest glass front infinity pool in the Eastern Caribbean. So I did mention there was some extras. The Royal Barbados Resort does have a full spa. They do the manicures, massages, aromatherapy treatments, different treatments. So there is an additional fee for the spa. They do have a tourist desk where you can book excursions outside the resort, whether it be tours or experiences, like maybe a dinner sunset cruise on a boat. They do offer private dining on the beach. And then you can also have a butler. You can see him down there in the corner. He sits around in his little bike and takes care of you. And of course, travel insurance, which is so important since COVID. Okay, so I mentioned entertainment. So Sandals does offer theme nights and weekly events. You can kind of see the list there. They tend to be a lot of fun. They're normally held out on either the beach or the beachfront dock and bar area. So it is a lot of fun. It does not disrupt the guests. Like I said, it's more beachfront. But a lot of people get into it. It's very fun, especially like Wednesdays. It's white night, so everybody comes dressed in white, and they usually combine that with a chocolate dessert party while you're out there, so that's fun as well. And it gives you an opportunity to experience the culture. A lot of the dancers and performers, obviously, they're native to the island, and it gives you a chance to kind of experience the culture without leaving the security of the resort. And I have been to some of the piano bar sing-alongs, and they are a lot of fun. Okay, so fitness. If you're into fitness on vacation, Sandals does have first of all, this property does have a full scale gym, but they also have some classes that can be a little bit more enjoyable while you're on vacation than hitting the gym. They do have yoga and some other classes. I have seen, I believe it's the Jamaica property, but they're supposed to be exploring possibly to this Barbados property about doing some of the kind of yoga on a surfboard or a boogie board, if you've seen that in the ocean. So that may be coming soon. But if you're into working out, there is a gym and classes. Okay, so the actual program for the Alumni Association. So we proposed this date May 18th to the 24th of this year, or 2025 next year. So the concept with the group travel would be most likely that you would stay on these dates. There is the ability to extend it before or extend it after if you wanted a longer vacation than what is proposed. but we're hoping to get interest to where, some groups, even if there is a subgroup, as in, a smaller group of friends wants to travel together and join the larger group. We're hoping to get everybody together at least some of these days and have a couple of coordinated activities. Definitely looking at a welcome cocktail party, which we hope to, if we have enough interest, to have that situated on the beach on the day that everybody arrives, and have it set up just for your group. And it'd be a fun way to kind of see who's going to be there while you're there, mingle, and obviously then you would have a vacation to yourself, so it's not going to be a situation where you have to hang out with everybody all the time. But then we're hoping to also schedule a pickleball tournament with interest, if there's interest for that. Just to get everybody back together at some point and make some fun memories as a group. So you can kind of see the price there. The group price, that is for your room, and like I had mentioned, Sandals is all inclusive. I also need to mention it is adults only, so this would be just a adults trip, and that means 18 and over, so no children. And the rooms are set up for 2 in a room. They do not have family space or doubles where we're putting 4 people in a room. So it is for 2 people. And that doesn't say that it has to be, a married couple of 2 people. It could be 2 friends. So if you want to go, as a group, 2 in a room, and this price is for the room. So 2 people in the room. That price is not per person. And then that is the starting price. So that is, it's still a suite in the room with everything that I had mentioned and everything that the all-inclusive that amenities that do come with the all-inclusive brand. However, like I did mention, you saw the really nice swim out room. So you can obviously upgrade if you're interested in that. And it does not matter which room you book, the deposit is always $400. And that deposit is for 2 people, not per person. And then another sort of little aspect that is great with Sandals, when they give you that all-inclusive price, they do mean all-inclusive, so that does include your tipping. So each time you go to dinner or the bar, you don't have to even worry about having your wallet with you. The tipping is included. So the only thing that kind of is outside of that is if you do have a personal butler, you do use the spa services, and then of course the round-trip transfers. Customarily, guests do tip for those services. So there's my information, and I think that would be listed to on the page. So you are welcome to email me. You can follow my social media. I believe, will I have access to this, Katie, by chance, on the Facebook group page?
Yeah.
If they make comments, will they be able to, I'll be able to answer or respond if they're not able to find me? Okay.
Yeah, so this video will live on our social media forever now. So if there's comments later and you want to just check it periodically to answer, that would be great. Or if I see them pop up, I can relay them to you and we'll get the answers for those people.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my phone number is there. You can call me, text me. Like I said, I am in West Virginia, East Coast, but I'm pretty much always on my answering emails, so feel free to reach out. And yeah, so that's it. Were there any questions or comments on the page?
We do not have any questions or comments on the video at the moment, but I did want to just point out to everybody that this is a little bit of a different type of trip than what we've scheduled before. Generally, we're doing those like very structured group, you're all traveling together, going to the same places at the same time, everything's very scheduled. We wanted to offer this as an option for the people who might like the idea of having familiar faces around, or people that they can kind of get together with in small groups, but they're not beholden to like an itinerary that every day is very scheduled. So this is great option for people who want to travel, and be able to have some people to interact with, and maybe a couple special scheduled thing, like you said, maybe a welcome cocktail party, and then like the pickleball tournament, but you're not just stuck with everybody every single day. You can still go off and do your own thing and schedule your own stuff on the other times, as things are available. So this is a little bit of a different type of tour or trip than we've offered before, and I think that's a good thing. And like Kimberly said, reach out to her via email or on that cell phone number or through her social media if you're interested and want to book. I love that the pricing is like per two-person group. So much of the time the pricing is per person, and I know that's a little bit of a sticker shock, so this is a great option. When you break it down per person, you're basically cutting that in half, which is lovely. So do you have any, sort of my question that I always ask is if you have any extra tips or tricks that you've picked up just from your personal travels or from doing these with different groups, or like if you have any just advice in general for this area, for people who may not have ever traveled to the Caribbean.
Oh, sure, definitely. First of all, Barbados, you do need your passport. Do not need a visa, travel visa. Let's see. Yeah, so the non-stop flights are great. You just fly right into the island. A lot of people are very nervous sometimes about flying to some of the islands, and maybe I guess concerned about safety. Barbados is extremely safe. I've sent many young couples here on their honeymoons, and they've ventured off onto some of the excursions and tours, never had an issue. You can kind of look up the crime statistics on Google. It's relatively safe. But the Sandals brand, as a whole, everybody is so nice and accommodating at the resorts. I mean, they really do. Hospitality is their, customer service is their forefront. So anything that would come up or you would need, I've seen last minute accommodations with schedule changes and having issues while you're at the resort. They take care of everything. So you definitely don't need to worry about getting there and having issues. They definitely will help you take care of everything. And then as far as any other little things, that's what I'm here for. You would not be booking this on the site and kind of left on your own. I will help you every step of the way, help you while you're there if you need it, when you come back if you have any issues. I've heard every question you can think of, so you don't need to worry about that. If you've never traveled before, there are little things about, maybe some tips about, a lot of people don't realize about their cell service or alerting their credit card company that they're traveling. Some little things. Usually, all of my clients, before you do travel, I send out destination guides about the actual, more in depth about the place that you are going, and packing lists, so you kind of have a general guide of things that you would need, and then also, just a general tips page, about the resort and about the destination that you're going. So you'll definitely be informed and you will feel comfortable traveling.
Perfect, because
And
that's...
I did want to mention, I think one thing I did not mention on the slide, sorry, Katie.
Oh, you're fine.
But, there is the ability to book your flights through Sandals, their flight desk. It's not required. You can obtain your own flights, and if you need assistance booking those flights, I book flights as well, so I can help you get flights as well. So, you can have a package start to finish and a quick, easy vacation. Relax.
Perfect. I always say that, especially if you're a first time traveler or not super experienced, these types of groups and like kind of pre-figured out or all-inclusive options are the way to go and kind of get your feet wet. So you've provided so much information, lots to digest. I put in the comments for anybody watching that you can also reach out to me at the office. My email and phone number are in that comment. And I will relay any questions to Kimberly and get those answers for you guys as well. So you can reach out to either one of us with questions, but for booking, definitely reach out to Kimberly. So thank you for joining us tonight and presenting about the trip, and we're really excited to see who all's going to join us in May.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Well, if you guys have any questions at all, just reach out to us, and we're going to have more Travel Talks info sessions about more of our 2025 trips in January. So check that out on our Facebook page and our Roaming Rams travel program website through the shepherd.edu alumni page. If you need anything else, just let us know, and good night, everybody.
Thank you.